Hey, howdy, hey, welcome back to my channel. For tonight's video, I'm going to be reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race Season 13, Episode 13. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to hit that like button, comment down below what you thought about this episode, and hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get this video started. Alright. So for tonight's review, I'm going to try doing something a little bit different. And I'm going to be filming my reactions in between commercial breaks. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. Obviously, tonight's episode is an acting challenge. It's called Henny, I Shrunk the Drag Queens. And we will have to see how this goes. This is me pre-filming before the episode starts, so just so you know. There will be cuts, obviously, in between some clips, but I kind of want to give you guys a different perspective on my reactions, and we'll see how this goes. So, yeah, let's get into it. Alright, I just saw the first part, so I'm going to go ahead and give you my thoughts and opinions. Obviously, the episode started with the queens walking back into the workroom after Utica was eliminated. Simone wipes off her message. It was a long message. Simone saying that with her twin. That was about it. Nothing else really crazy happened. Candy's happy about her win. Simone's stressed because she was in the bottom for the bottom and she doesn't like being in the bottom. Obviously no one likes having to lip sync. Unless you're Utica apparently, but whatever. That was about it. Now we get into the new day in the workroom where the queens are getting introduced to the main challenge by RuPaul. Though it's the top 5 now, so hey, top 5. RuPaul introduces the main challenge, which is going to be an acting challenge where the queens all have to portray miniature drag queens in the workroom, and they're all getting roles assigned to try and pick out roles. Mick gets the role that they want. Rose gets the role they want, and Olivia gets the role she wants. Olivia takes a role that I agree with Mick, what Mick said. Olivia should not have taken this role. Olivia should have done something different, because the role is kind of like the ditzy, smiley character, which is what she's been doing. I feel like she should change it up a little bit. But hey, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna do that. And Simone and Candy are fighting over two roles. One of them is the mean one, and one of them is the leader. And in the end, Simone ends up giving up the role to Candy and takes the leader, and so Candy's the villain. And they're starting to go over the scripts. Nothing else really happens. I do feel like Simone kind of gave in a little bit easily. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Let me know what you think down below. But it was interesting so far. Obviously, they're just now getting the scripts, so we'll see what else happens. Alright, I'm back. So the roles are assigned, they're reading the scripts, doing all the things. I know Simone is really feeling the pressure, and I really feel bad for Simone. Like, she has 4 wins, you know, like, yes, she's lip-synced twice, but she still has 4 wins. And like, Simone, you're gonna make it to the top 4, like, they're not gonna not put you in the top 4. Anyways, and I'm just also, like, kind of mad at Candy now because of that. I mean, I love Candy. Don't get me wrong. Don't send hate to any of these queens. I'm just saying, like, did Candy really need to, like, you know, what? Whatever. Anyways, so Simone's feeling the pressure, and then they all get a video chat from Scarlett Johansson where they all ask her questions about acting. There was also a cameo from Colin Jost, which is a bit weird. I don't know. Also, I want to talk about this one other thing. When they were all picking out the costumes, Rose put on some hair, and then, of course, they had to do the obligatory moment of talking about Joey J, and Candy talking about Joey J again, and I'm like, what was the point of this? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So far, it's fine. This is a fine episode. I'm not crazy about it, but it's fine. We'll have to see how the actual acting challenge turns out. Obviously, they're all filming in front of a green screen in the next segment. So we'll have to see how that goes. But, yeah, so far, I think it'll be okay. I mean, we're at the top 5. They're all strong. And, yeah, we'll see what's up next. Alright, so they just filmed the entire, acting challenge? Sure. With the green screen. I'm gonna go through all the different, queens and their performances and stuff. So some of the weaker ones, obviously Olivia, and I also feel like Simone was a little bit weaker according to what we saw already as of right now. Because Olivia seems like she's doing the same character she always does and can't really be sure of her own decisions. And like when it comes to an acting challenge, you really need to be clear with what you want to achieve and really like hone in on that and focus on that, and that's your character. For Simone, I feel like she's a little bit weaker just because from what we saw, again, this might be different in the final product, it seems like she's doing the same character that she does all the time, and I'm like, I get it, it worked for her in the acting challenges, but I also feel like she should change it up a little bit, especially now that we're in the top 5, you know? I feel like now's the chance to really change it up and try something new. For Candy, we didn't really get to see too much of Candy. They had her do that one line over and over again, so I guess we'll have to see what actually turns out in the end. For Mick had fun with it. I could tell Mick was having fun with it and kind of changed it up and Mick was having fun, and that's ultimately what you want to be doing in an acting challenge. So I thought Mick was hilarious. And also, then we have Rosé. Again, we didn't get to see too much of Rosé, but the Carson and Michelle were making comments about how Rosé is very, very professional in terms of acting. And I think Rosé is going to kill it, because again, Rosé is bringing a different character. That's ultimately a big thing that I really like with Rosé, is Rosé is able to change her character within her drag and do different things. And I think she's very versatile within her drag, which works really well for Drag Race. So yeah, that's all that we got from there. When it comes back, the queens will be getting ready for the runway. I assume we'll get to see the show. I'm not sure. But we'll get to see what's up next. Alright, most recent section was just the queens getting ready, talking about their past. There was one point with Simone where Simone was talking, again, about all the pressure that she was putting herself under with having Gigi as one of her closest friends, all the things. And I'm just like, Simone, you're doing great. Like, I just wanted to give her a hug. I was just like, Simone, you have 4 wins. They're not gonna not put you in the top. I was like, come on, Simone. Simone, let go. It's fine. You're good. Then they were talking about representation on TV. Mick had a very interesting perspective, obviously being a trans guy who also does drag. I thought that was a really interesting moment because obviously trans men in media, the very few of that we do have currently, tend to be very masculine, hyper-masculine, all the things. And it's really nice to really see Mick on TV being their authentic selves. And I love Gottmik. Like, Gottmik is so cool, and I'm really happy with the storyline that we're getting for Gottmik. Again, maybe this is my own perspective, but definitely comment down below about that. Now, this was a really weird cut between this beginning of this part and the end of this part. I thought we were going to get onto the runway at least, but it seems like that's going to be next, so we'll have to see what happens next, and yeah. Alright, so we just had the runway. First, let's go over the judges. Obviously, RuPaul, Michelle, Carson, they all look great. And our guest judge is Cynthia Erivo. I love Cynthia Erivo. I love getting to see her on the show. I think that's awesome. Runway theme was pockets. Let's go through the looks, give you my thoughts and opinions. First, Simone. I really like Simone's look. I thought it was really cool just her being in a giant pocket. I think that's a really fun way to interpret it. Next we had Olivia. It was just a dress with pockets. That's all it was. I don't know, I feel like that's kind of boring for this runway theme. Maybe that's just me. Next we had Rosé. I really like this look. I thought it was really mod, really cool, really 60s. I love the reveal to the dress that just like all pockets. I mean, obviously I don't think they were actual pockets, but it's latex with the pattern of pockets. I thought that was really cool. I really like this look, honestly, on Rosé. I really, really like it. Then we had Candy. It's fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's fine. It's safe. I don't know. It's good. And finally, we have Gottmik, which was a coat to reveal with pockets all over. I like this a lot. I think it's fun. In terms of my favorite runways, I think it's either Simone or Rosé this week. Maybe that's just me. Definitely let me know which runway was your favorite. But I thought Simone looked really, really good. And obviously so did Rosé. I thought Rosé looked really, really good. I really enjoyed Rosé's runway this week. So, yeah. That's my final thoughts on the runway. These cuts, again, are super weird. So we'll have to see what happens next with the actual acting. But we'll see what happens next. Alright, so we got to see Henny I Chunk the drag queens. I thought it was really fun. Some of the standouts for me, obviously Rosé killed it. I really enjoyed Rosé's acting. She really changed it up and did different things. Mick was pretty good too. I thought Mick was funny. Honestly, I enjoyed Candy's acting. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I think Candy killed it a little bit. Like, I thought Candy was great. Simone was really good too. It's the same character she's been doing, but it worked also. I mean, it's not going to not work. Olivia was fine. Olivia was a bit forgettable at the beginning, and then obviously the character changed at the end, but it's fine. I like that whole drag queens being shrunk. I thought that was a fun detail, and I loved all the little cameos from past seasons of things in the background, like the lipstick, the Dayla's lipstick from All Star 3, the breastplate from Olivia India Fair. That was interesting. Yeah, it was a good acting challenge. I wouldn't say it's the worst. It was pretty funny, honestly. I really enjoyed it. I thought they did a really good job. Yep. And obviously we're about to get to judges' critiques. They're gonna ask, I think, who deserves to go home and why. We'll see. Yeah, I'll be back. Alright, when it comes to judges' critiques, I think they were pretty fair with everything. Candy looked a hot mess in that wig. What was that? Olivia was fine. Very one note. Mick was at least had peaks and valleys, like they said. I thought Mick was funny. Simone killed it, and Rosé killed it as well. In terms of the asking who should go home and why, I want to talk about that a little bit. Obviously, everyone said Olivia, and then when Olivia was asked, Olivia was nervous about it, and then finally said Candy. And like, Olivia, you need to have some self-confidence. When you're up there, you should say, be confident, and look at Candy's wig, and say, look at that Candy's wig, and just say, Candy deserves to go home. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe if, Olivia had been more confident and said Candy deserved to go home, maybe someone else would have said Candy. I don't know, probably not. But, who knows. Anyways, next, we're gonna probably find out who won, who's lip-syncing, all the things. Yep. I mean, we know who's lip-syncing. Alright, so now we got to the final end of this episode. I'm going to go over what happened, my overall thoughts and opinions, and yeah. In the end, obviously, Rosé won this episode, so congratulations to Rosé. Well-deserved win. Great job on your acting. Yep, good job. In the bottom two, obviously, Candy and Olivia, who had to lip-sync to Strong Enough by Cher. In my opinion, again, these are all my own opinions, I think Candy won this lip-sync. I agree with that. And I think Olivia was kind of doing the same thing she did in the same lip sync against Denali when she seemed just very desperate up there. Again, maybe these are all, maybe this is my own opinion, so definitely comment down below what you thought. But that brings us to the end of this episode. Overall, it was a fine episode. I won't say it was a great episode. Obviously, these acting challenges are starting to get a little bit tired. It's not the worst, but it's not the best, like I said. Overall, I'm ready for this season to be over. We're at a top 4 now, so we're almost done. Next week, they will be having to do their own verses for RuPaul's song Lucky. We'll get to see what that's like. And yeah, that brings me to the end of my video. Like I say in every video, please do not send hate to any of the queens mentioned in this video, because that is not what these are meant for. Make sure to hit that like button if you liked it. Make sure to comment down below what you thought about this episode. And hit that subscribe button. It's somewhere on the screen. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye, guys.